Are live. Hello, friends. DiffeRant Jeff here, sipping a little bit of late morning Joe. Why do they call it Joe? I wonder where that came from. Do you guys use ChatGPT? It's one of those AI apps. I do use it, and I consider it to be better than Google. Actually, I use it all the time now. I don't, not that I trust Google, so I mean, I'm not saying I trust ChatGPT anymore, but I really like ChatGPT. So you can go and say, hey, where did the phrase a cup of Joe come from? And it'll give you an answer instead of where Google gives you like 700 potential links you can click on. I recommend trying ChatGPT. I don't know, I just came to me. So having a little Java here. What happens is I get into my morning work routine and then the coffee gets cold. And something you can microwave it, but this is kind of like lukewarm to almost cold coffee now because it's been a busy morning. So far, the squirrel is still away. So I think we succeeded in that. One more day with the traps on the roof, and then tomorrow the trapper's going to take all the traps away and everything. So fingers crossed. We've had I think 3 nights clear. So that's been good. Sleep has been a little bit better, but sleep still is elusive. Anyways, DiffeRant Jeff here with a little live stream today. I'm going to focus today on my process and how I make a Sister Wives parody, specifically because you guys have had a little bit of interest, and I'd love to share that with you, especially as I get even deeper. So, thanks for the support. Thanks for the interest. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, do the whole thing. It helps the channel a lot. I am working towards getting the channel monetized. And I can tell you guys have been helping a lot. I know I already said this, but I really do appreciate it. You've been watching the videos. The watch time is going up. Today, I think the count was at 2,800 and like 61 hours of watch time. Yeah, 535 views on my most recent Sister Wives video, which is awesome. I usually have like I'll just quickly digress. When I started doing YouTube, as I've told you guys, it was right in the beginning of COVID, and I just needed something to keep my artistic gears lubricated, and I started learning to edit and film and write and screenwrite. I started learning to screenwrite. I took a screenwriting class. I took an editing class, all online because where everything was remote. And at the time, it took me an entire week to make one short, and sometimes I would get 10 views. And I did that for many years. In fact, until I started doing parodies or some of the James the Handyman shorts or the Tell Us What Hurts, the Complaining Husband support group shorts, I was really just get like 10, 15 views a day. And it was brutal. And at the end of the day, my wife would like pat my leg and be like, I'm sorry, I know you're trying hard. And I'm like, thanks. But anyways, so to get 535 views, it's been over 24 hours now. So I try to keep it telling you, it's awesome. It's awesome. That's almost 22 hours of watch time on that video. So, and it takes 6 days for the watch time to be accumulated into the tally. So by this time next week, I bet, or in the next week or two, I'll have my shop up on the store and I'll be able to receive super thanks, which I still don't really understand. But anyways, thank you, Ramona, for the support. And yeah, it's pretty sweet to have a good video like that. And I'm very excited because last night, was it last night? Okay, 2 nights ago, as you all know, Sister Wives season 19 began. And usually I do the shorts chronologically, and I'm only up to halfway through season 5. But as you know, I'm going to be doing season 19 now as well, live, because I feel like there's really a bigger audience for the new ones. So I can't watch the show at the time that it airs because we have a little baby and we go to bed so early. I'm in my office editing by like 8 o'clock, and I'm not watching TV at night. So we watched it Monday. We watched it on DVR. My wife and I are going to watch the new season together. And so without further ado, a little bit about my process on making a Sister Wives parody. So I watch the show and I watch it with my phone open. And it's kind of weird because I don't really get to enjoy the show because I'm taking notes. Anything that's funny, anything that's interesting that I feel is parodyable, I write a little quick note I have a Sister Wives notepad in my notes section on my phone, and I'll take notes. And it's funny because yesterday I'm like, oh man, there's so many like little tidbits, but so much of it didn't really turn into anything cohesive. So I just watched the show, took notes, took notes, took notes until it's done. And then I will say just a quick observation on the new season because I don't know a whole lot about the details of the more recent seasons. I know plenty about it, but I haven't watched season. Like I said, I'm only up to season 5. I've seen some of the episodes. Knife in the kidney, Cody and Mary breakup, Cody dancing across America in the COVID madness. I've seen some, but I will just say there's a lot of negativity, a lot of sadness in this season, and it stinks. It stinks for them. It stinks for the family, and I always have to pause and make sure I'm not stomping on their grave or anything like that, and try to find the humor in it. And I feel like it might be a little bit harder this year because there's so much misery in the Brown family right now. I really do feel bad about that, but I still think there's a place for humor in it because you got Cody. Cody's a freaking all-star when it comes to humor, even though he's really angry now, and he's definitely changed. He has a mask. I feel like he went from being this pure, pseudo pure guy to now he really, I feel like he has like a mask on. It's like an angry mask. I'm not saying he's putting on an act, but I feel like his face has become, it's kind of an abstract thought, but anyhow, so that's just what's going on with my thought process as I enter season 19 parodies. But so I watch the show, I take notes, and then in this case, I really usually it'll take a day or two to write the short because I don't dive right in. But now that I'm doing the new season, I feel pressure. I really want to get it out as soon as possible. So I went to my office immediately after watching the show, and I have a document that's a Sister Wives parody screenplay of shorts that is so freaking long right now because it has all my shorts. I think I have like 80 something shorts, Sister Wives parodies. I think some of them are not. I have many. I think you can check the playlist. But it's just I just have a continuous screenplay document where I just keep starting. It's almost like a new scene when I write a new parody. So I just take my notepad out and I start trying to sew it together and sew it together. In the case of the last night's episode, you got Cody and Robin out on Coyote Ranch, whatever it is, standing there. So that was the opening scene, and I was like, okay, this is something I can go with. So I wrote that. I put in some confessionals I use the confessional bits to try to connect the dots between the other scenes. And you have the baby sprinkle for McKelty, which I guess it must be a term. I'm not hip to all these terms, but to me, I was like, baby sprinkle? When did that become a thing? But I guess because she's having twins and it's her second child, second and third child, it's called the baby sprinkle. So that's like the main scene of the parody. And then a couple more little confessional bits at the end. So basically, that's what I do. I write the short right away. I write it, and then I've got the short. And then the next day, so today, so to give you, this is a really I just finished filming. It's my camera's up there, my green screen's right here. I'm just having my coffee and relaxing. I wrote, so I filmed it. So when I'm filming the short, so here's a question I got from Tulips and Cats. Asked do I think of angles, and how do I had a couple good questions from you all. I'm gonna address all of them. Do I change angles? And I do, and that's something I'm really conscious of, but I don't do it as much as I want to. And as I dive in, I'm gonna start filming the Fifth Wife film, the Sister Wives feature film, very soon, probably tomorrow. I almost started it today, but I'm just tweaking a couple little tiny bits. I want to make sure it's ready to go, and then I'm gonna print up the script. Once I print the script up, that's a commitment because I don't like to waste the paper and ink. And once it's printed up, I almost wanted to, but I don't want to start filming until I have it printed up because there's something different for me about having a physical script in my hand versus where I just, this is too much info, I guess, but since I'm talking about the process, after I write my shorts, I take a photo with my phone of each page. So when I'm filming, I'm always holding my phone, which you wouldn't know because I keep it out of frame. Unless it's like a really big moment, then I put the phone down and I memorize it on spot. But usually I check the phone and I put it down and I do my takes. So that's just a little, but as far as angles, I do need to get better on that because that's one thing about green screen filmmaking that I feel is lacking is that everything tends to be head and shoulders. So I got a larger green screen, but it's really still not big enough to get the super wide frame shot. Here's a weird technical thing. So I shoot in landscape mode, horizontally, but if you flip the camera and shoot in portrait mode vertically, you can go a little wider and then you can kind of get a longer body shot and you put it on top of a widescreen shot. That probably didn't make any sense, but there's little tricks you can do in post-production to make it seem like a wide shot, and I'm definitely going to experiment with that more on this film. I tried to do it a couple times in Oki's Lost Treasure, the film I did. I successfully did it a couple times, but I digress. Or no, I don't digress. That's the topic. So that's the situation. I get ready. I do the best shot I could do. So for example, with the first scene I just shot with Cody and Robin, I have them both sort of standing on the ranch side by side simultaneously. So when I'm shooting a shot that's simultaneous with other characters, I have to really be good on my timing. And sometimes I even cheat it. Like I'll put the other character in slow motion to so they're there and the two people are in the same shot together. But I try to get my timing really good. And sometimes it works out really well. Well, I'll be like, hey, da da da, and then the person's like, what? And they're like, what? And just, they react to each other. This might not be very interesting, but thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully for posterity, this will be something that you all want to check back in on. But so I set up the shot, I hit record, and I do each character one by one. So today I started with Cody. So I get in my Cody shirt, my Cody wig cap, my Cody wig, my Cody just tape the two green screens together. It's funny you say that. I actually have used the second green screen, which is much smaller. I've used it on the floor. If you use it on the floor, then you can kind of go from ceiling to floor. Like I could sit on the floor and you can actually green screen in a ground and a wall and a background. So there, that's definitely. I even considered painting the entire wall green. I'm thinking I might do that, but surprisingly, there's a specific kind of paint. It's called chroma green or green. It's like a specific paint that has to be really flat. It's not cheap. Like a gallon of the paint was like 115 bucks. And so I held off on doing that. Plus my mom just bought me this nice green screen. I don't want to be like, okay, now it's totally useless. But yeah, adding the second green screen is something I have considered. Good call, Ramona. Especially to get it down to the floor so I can go really low if I want to sit on the floor for something and have the like I'm doing right now. So I go and I just shoot the entire thing in sequence. I do every single line for a Cody line from start to finish in that in that take from the whole short. So from, it's like a 4.5 page short this week. So I do, and the rule is each page equals roughly about a minute, a page per minute. A page is roughly a minute of screen time. So I've kind of gotten good at writing, and you know how to write the pauses and how it times out. So that's how I do it. And Tulips and Cats also had a secondary question. How much time do I make? Time to make changes, I believe, or do I take breaks? I might be messing up some of this because my handwriting is really, really, really bad. Like it's getting worse, actually. Like I think I need to like start studying handwriting again because it might be a lost art one of these days for me. I'll be just like like pounding the paper with a pen. But I don't take breaks usually because I have very limited time. Oh, thank you. What's up, KKs? KKXY? No, sorry, KK. I can't read. I need my glasses. I do have to wear glasses now. KK. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm talking to, so if anybody's joining late, I'm talking about my entire process of making a Sister Wives short. This could be a little boring, but I hope you guys find it interesting. So I don't really take much breaks at all because I have very limited time to film because my little boy is, I always feel so bad when I go upstairs. He stands at the bottom of the stairs, he looks at me, and he's like, he calls me Gagoom. That's his word for daddy. And he's like, Gagoom. And he kind of like whines at me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. At least I don't have to go to the office. I mean, it's like we're so spoiled and lucky at this moment that I'm home and my wife is we're both home. But I still feel really bad when I leave. We have breakfast, we play for a few minutes. I'm like, I gotta go film. And especially in this case with the new episode, I really want to be fast. I want to get it out hopefully tomorrow while it's still fresh in people's minds and try to capitalize and get a lot of views. So I don't take a long breaks between. So I'll get Cody, then I whip off the wig cap, whip off the shirt, and then I have a little makeup pencil. Can I grab it? Yeah, this is like my magical thing, my makeup pencil. It has a little thing and a little smudge brush at the end, and I use that for everything. And then I have some makeup wipes, some organic, healthy makeup wipes that I use. And so I did Robin second today, and I just go right in, do the eyebrows, do the little furrow brow. I'm starting to add some new things for Robin, like just like little extra frown lines. And I'm adding something new for Christine for season 19. I don't know if it's gonna read, but I noticed she has this like nose like, I don't want to say nose fat. I don't mean it like that. She looks great, but I'm like, it's just like a little like upper nose crease here. So I tried it last week, and I think it probably looked like I had a bruise, but I tried it again today. And then everyone has their like single thing that they have. Like Janelle has the eyeliner, Mary has the chin nipple. Although I really want to try to accentuate Mary's upper lip like divot thing, but I haven't really been successful. It ends up looking like a mustache. So, and sometimes I try to draw in Mary's like nose butt thing, but again, it doesn't really look right. So I just do the chin cleft for Mary, the eyeliner for Janelle, the eyebrows and the forehead and everything for Robin, and then for Christine, I usually do nothing on the face, but I'm experimenting with just a little nose bridge crease now. Go figure. Anyway, so that's it. As far as time in between, I take no breaks. I just keep going. It usually takes me between 45 minutes to an hour and a half to film a short, depending on how long it is. And I just go start to finish. I hit record. I do one character, then I stop, change characters, change costumes, hit record, boom, 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 stop. And that's how I go. And I've been doing this for a while now, so it's kind of routine. Oh, this is gonna be a long live stream. Jeez, I hope you guys watch because the watch time will help. By all means, if you're watching, you have any more questions, let me know. Okay. There's lots of little things that you might not know about. Like there's something like called eyeline when you're doing filmmaking. So if it's sort of important, there's this thing called the 180 rule. I'm not going to bore you with all the technical stuff. I'm not even very good at it, but it's just like if I'm Cody and I'm talking to Robin over here, so that's the side of the camera. Then if I go the other way, then I have to look here for Robin so that it looks realistic. If I do the same, then it's gonna have a jarring thing, and you broke a certain rule. So there are certain things you have to be aware of when it comes to eyeline. So all these like little details you do have to, I do consider this to be filmmaking. It's just not very cinematic, and I still make mistakes. And luckily in post production, you can do something called flip horizontal, where you flip the screen. I've done that. I do that almost every couple of weeks. I have to use that to save me from my mistake. So I got these little lights. I use 2 lights right now. That's all it is. It's not a lot at all. And I use an overhead light in my room, and that kind of gives a little light. And I'm using one of my lights here, and I have the green screen. You have to evenly light the background as far as green screen. You have to evenly light the green screen so you have no shadow cast on it. That's another technical aspect of green screen. So that in post-production, you use this thing called Ultra Key, which is a layer you put on top of the film, so then you can click with a color dropper, and you pick the color green of the background, and then it removes it completely. So then all you have is the subject. And then in that case, you can put the Swiss Alps, you can put New York City, you can put anything you want behind you. And that's kind of how the green screen works. And that's a big aspect of this green screen stuff. And that's another thing. So lighting, sound is another thing that comes into play. I wear a body mic usually. I tape it right in here in the little divot, and it's connected. You have a mic. It's a whole thing, but you have to double check. I always check the sound, make sure it sounds okay, because I've had many times where like your clothing is like rubbing on it. It's such a nightmare when you finish a long shoot, because then I don't go listen to it. Then you go, and then right now I uploaded the footage into my computer, and then I back it up into a hard drive. That takes about 15 minutes. Excuse me, and then as soon as that's done, then I get into the editing process. Thank you. I'm glad. I've been trying really hard to get better at all of them. I don't know who my weakest one is. I almost want to ask, but then I'm a little bit sensitive. I don't know if I want to know, but I kind of want to know who my weakest one is so I can work on it. But I think I'm just gonna let you all keep it to yourselves for now. But I'd like to know who your favorite one is. Thank you very much. So okay. How long top to bottom is the question that I had posed. ACN, who's asked, do I ever get writer's block? That's a good question. As far as doing the parodies, it can be a struggle. Like this week's one was a little bit tough, the new episode, because it really helps if there's like an event that has like a funny moment in it, and then I can like build out from it. But if there are some weeks where it's just kind of like a lot of little puzzle pieces you have to kind of stick together, and it can be tough. It's a little tedious because I don't want to write them to be too long. So writer's block, it's tricky because I'm parodying a show, so I always have material to go off of, but when it comes to my own writing, when it's not a parody, I write one idea every day of my life till the day I die. I made that commitment when COVID started. I wake up in the bed before I do anything, before I check my phone, before I check my email, I pray, and I pull out my little notepad, and I come up with one idea. And that is something that I've been doing like habitually, and I'm never going to quit that. And if I do quit that, shame on me, but I'm very good at keeping my habits, sometimes to my detriment, but usually only for the benefit now. And so I have practically infinite ideas at this point. And so previously in COVID, when I was just doing my own imagination stuff every week, it was good to have those ideas. And I would look and be like, what was the best idea I had this week? And I was only writing one thing a week. In any case, so that's writer's block. How long top to bottom? Like I said, it takes about an hour or so to watch the show, an hour, 30 minutes to an hour and a half to write the short, an hour to an hour and a half to film the short, depending. And then the editing is what really takes the longest time. Editing can take anywhere between 3 hours to 6 hours, sometimes more. It's painstaking because these takes when I hit record. So for example, like for Cody right now, I just hit record. It was probably like a 8.5 minute take, not continuous take. And so I have to watch through that and separate all the crap that's in between, all the breaks, because I switch scenes, and I'm like, it's painstaking. That's the hardest part of the job. And because also I don't have as you guys may know, I don't have really a great back. So I'm sitting at the chair at the table, and it can be, I have to learn to take more breaks when it comes to the editing. So my eyes are getting tired and my back is tired, but that's about that. Marie Hickson asked, do I ever consider adding more snark? And I think that's an interesting question, but I don't really know how to answer that, except I feel like if maybe what you mean by more snark is like more like bitterness, maybe, because I feel like there's a lot of snark within each character, especially like, I feel like almost all of them except for Cody and Robin have a lot of snark. The three OG3 have a lot of snark. I feel like Robin is sort of like still kind of living in the world that she's super, super sincere, even though she has some weird like stuff going under the surface. And Cody is just like in the middle of the car wreck. So he throws little snark out from time to time. But adding more snark, I mean, I'm just playing it as it goes week by week. I'm trying to walk that line of still being a little bit kind. And honestly, where I'm at, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. Chronologically only at season 5, and I still feel sympathetic for each of the characters. I see each of their plights at this point. I don't know what's going to happen. I know something's going to really happen at some point, and I'm like, oh, now I see why everyone hates. I don't really get it why everyone hates people so much, but I've missed a lot. I'm totally not caught up. So that may morph. I may morph at some point. So more snark. We're on hold with that. So Ramona had asked um, about my joke writing and if I do it ahead of time or if I ever do it on the spot, if I improvise and whatnot. And as I said, I pretty much write for these particular shorts. I write everything out ahead of time. Once in a while, there's a couple I did with Sister Wives where I did straight improv, but I always have like an idea. It's like a bouncing off point. I love to improvise. It's one of my favorite things in the entire world. It's my favorite part about acting is improvisation. But when it comes to these, I really feel like it's almost mathematical. Like I need to know exactly how it is, the timing, the beats, and so I feel like I'm really working diligently on getting better at the writing aspect. So jokes, rarely a joke will pop out on the spot, and I'll make it, and it'll be an improv joke. I think I had one the other day. I can't remember at this point, but I am gonna keep mindful about that and see if I have more outtakes or even more how many takes outtakes. Kay, thank you so much for subbing. I will have a great day, and you too have an awesome day. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it sincerely. Keep commenting and join the group. We have a lot of awesome people who are like actively. I don't have a count, but I have a lot of really, really good supporters who are active, and I'm very lucky. There was one person who made a mean comment last week, and I found them and blocked them because there's no time for that. Who's got time for being mean? But maybe I'm the one who's being a jerk because I'm doing these mean parodies. I digress again. All right. Anyways, so that pretty much covers it from top to bottom. So I think that actually covers it. What else could I possibly say? This is a little bit longer than I wanted to go today. Um, but thanks to the two of you who've been watching the whole time, and for a couple people who have gone on and off. Hopefully, I get more views later when I log off, and if not, that's okay. This is just for posterity, as I said. But the fun part is posting the video, and seeing how seeing that's my cue. This is my cue to get off. My little guy, he's about to go down for a nap, so I need to end this. But I love to see how well the video does. It's almost like an addiction. I keep checking in on the video and checking in on all my stuff every little bit after I post it. So hopefully I'll have the new video tomorrow or soon, as soon as possible. I haven't started editing it. That's the thing. I have to start editing. It's nonstop. And I'm gonna start working on the Fifth Wife feature film. And I don't know how long it's gonna take because the script is probably I think around 55 pages and it takes a while, but I'm gonna do my best. And Gagoom! It's Gagoom! Thanks, Ramona. Appreciate it very much. And I guess that's it. Okay, I've rambled. I think this is probably my least interesting live stream I've done, but I'm not apologizing. I'm not sorry about it. I just think, if I'm going to do these lives, they need to be a little bit more spicy. Okay, thanks again, everybody. Merch store coming soon. Lots of good things coming soon. Have an awesome day. And yeah, I'll catch up with you guys soon. I'm going to do at least one live stream a week until I get monetized, I think. That's my new plan. So we'll see. Well, we'll see how this